One of the toughest things to do for any local government is to regulate autos and taxis. There has been a lot of problem. Anybody who comes to Chennai knows the legendary negotiation skills of an automan. An automan will never turn on the meter and make random claims for money. The actual price of an auto is decided by haggling. So most residents are so scared of auto rickshaws that they go out of their way to avoid them. I know of people in Madras who walk away from the stand, go to the main road, and pick up a running auto. The usual feeling is that an auto which is on the running on the main road is more pliant and more amenable to negotiations. The coming of Ola and Uber has made things far better because those auto people who really want to drive for a living and who don't want to create trouble have now latched on to Uber and Ola, which also provide auto services. This means that the fare agreement, there is no bargaining power left with the auto man. The company, Ola or Uber, offers the rate to the customer, and once the customer accepts, the auto comes. Though there is some problem in cases where you don't pay cash and you want to pay through Ola money or pay through Paytm to Uber, some of these auto and car drivers refuse. Why is there such a big problem? Most of the problem stems from the fact that fuel prices in India fluctuate like others globally. But here, the fuel prices are very high due to exorbitant taxes made by the government. And therefore, is the prices at Ola and Uber do not adjust as quickly as the prices of these vehicle fuel changes. But the Ola and Uber service is a major improvement. Recently, I read an article in one of the pink papers which talked about the history of taxis in India for 100 years. The first big taxis, the motorized motor vehicle, which started in 1920s. The most of the taxis in those days were the old mobiles Chevrolet from General Motors. What happened in Bombay was immediately Ford launched a taxis, and the Ford taxis were smaller and more compact. What taxi people found is that most people went to Ford because Ford car taxis migrated could offer better rates than the more expensive GM ones. So, after much haggling, the municipal authorities of what was then the city of Bombay decided they will have two groups of taxis, each with different structure of pricing. The Oldsmobiles and the general GM Chevrolets had the taxi first class taxis, and the Ford, which was smaller in size, is would become the second class taxis. But like all things in India, what happened is like Indigo flights are full and premium flights are empty. You found that most people clambered onto the second class taxi and demand for the first taxi completely collapsed. And therefore, you would see that only four taxis were there for a long time before Socialist India took over and Premier Padmini and ambassadors became taxi vehicles. Coming back to switching to more modern times, in Goa in recent times, to encourage tourism, which is the major source of revenue for Goa, Mohan Parikar said that he would slash petrol taxes, and Goa has one of the cheapest costs of petrol in the country. Most Goans find driving a taxi both profitable and remunerative as they drive around tourists in and around Goa, where Goa is a very famous tourist destination. In recent times, now the government of Goa is now trying its best to get digital meters with Google Maps installed on taxis so that taxis charge a minimum price and the taxi owners, wary of all government regulations, are now resisting it and do not want this digital meter to be fixed on the taxi because they will not be able to charge a premium and make some money. And this is one of the ways to make money and earn a decent living in Goa. They do not want to let go of this advantage. They accuse the ministers of corruption and having interests in promoting tourism industry and thus want to give more cheaper taxis to entice more visitors. And it is true that most politicians in Goa have an axe to grind and are running tourist resorts and therefore want to cut the taxis to size. Then we can look at a more peculiar case in Kolkata. If you go to Kolkata, for till recently, there were enough ambassadors which functioned as taxis just outside the airport and railway stations. They had a very peculiar habit where they would have a helper for a driver to run taxis. Flummoxed on what a helper would do for a driver. Anyway, he would sit on the front seat along with the driver and the passenger would not be able to occupy that seat. The government of Bengal in time created a commission which said the helpers are not necessary. Like in Bengal, like most famous things, the taxi union said that the helper was a mandatory and a very needed person and could not be taken out. Then the commission in turn turned around and said the front seat could be made into a luggage storage area and the helper could sit where the dicky was today. But unfortunately, even that recommendation was not accepted, and for a long time, Calcutta taxis had an helper. The real problem with the helpers was that unemployment in those days in Calcutta was extremely high, and a lot of people were unemployed, and they were willing to do the job of a helper. That is basically lift the luggage and put it into the back dicky and lift out the luggage when the destination came. If there is a proper employment and meaningful employment, simply people would not be available to do these jobs. But these are interesting tales, the clashes between taxis and government in various parts of the country. Thank you for watching. Be rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. नमस्कार, मेरा नाम आनंद श्रीनिवासन है और मैं एक पर्सनल फाइनेंस कंसल्टेंट हूँ। मैं 2 YouTube चैनल चलाता हूँ पर्सनल फाइनेंस के बारे में। एक मनी पेज तमिल में है। मेरे बहुत से दोस्त बोले कि मैं हिंदी में एक चैनल शुरू करूं, तो मैंने एक पैसा बोलता है नाम का एक हिंदी चैनल शुरू किया है। मैं पर्सनल निवेश के बारे में ही बात करूंगा। आप उसको सब्सक्राइब करें, अपने दोस्तों को शेयर करें। अगर आप हिंदी नहीं जानते हैं तो पैसा करें। जो आपके दोस्त हिंदी जानते हैं उनको सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए आग्रह करें। धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।